Cityworks right now on your screen.
Okay. And this is Chuck Bridgman with Freeance Mobile in Dayton, Ohio. And I talked Nick into giving me 30 minutes at the most to just over a quick introduction of our mobile software. That should take Cityworks out in the field on iPads, iPhones, Androids, new Surface tablets. And you guys are the only ones in here today. We're going to present a little, both operationally, go over, show the device application, how it looks, works, what it does, and technically on the admin side, how do you set it up. So not real thick on the technical side. I told Nick it'd be great if operational people were in here.
Yeah, and I think Chuck, for the crowd we have right here, just to make it better for these guys would be the actual users out in the field, and they'd really like to see, or I'd like to see as well, how you would actually use it all in one map, open and close work orders.
Okay, great. We'll do that.
Okay,
we'll do
that's
that.
probably the biggest thing.
And, you know, Salt Lake Utilities is the only group in here this afternoon, so interrupt me or ask questions anytime you want.
We're good at that.
Good. I've got, 6 slides, nothing to put anybody asleep with, but, the obligatory PowerPoint slideshow, just give you a little framework, and then we'll get into the demo. Really, we are the most complete Cityworks mobile application for the new mobile platforms. We're not talking about Windows laptops, obviously. I'm talking about smartphones and tablets. And we've been developing this application over 40 years. We've had 420 releases. Actually, Azteca came to us 4 years ago and asked us to put Cityworks on a BlackBerry. And that's how we got started. Got a lot of successful clients using this, and very happy to say we have yet and don't plan on having anybody purchase our software and not use it, not implement. Everybody's using our software who purchased it. It's had a 100% success rate. And pretty much bottom line is probably this Omaha quote. What everybody's told us is at the end of the day, it just allows them to turn over work orders and service requests quicker. Very easy to use. Most of the people that take this application out haven't used Cityworks and haven't used a laptop or mobile device. So what is it? It takes work order, service requests, and inspections out on the field, as I mentioned, on iPads and Androids. We need a direct connect to the server. This is live data in and out, no middleware databases. And all the setup and configurations, the templates, the storerooms, the employees, everything, save searches, automatically flows from the Cityworks server into our application. So any changes you make on the Cityworks server come right into our application. What it does operationally, just more data in and out of the field. And as I mentioned, a quicker service request, turnaround of service requests and work orders. This is a guy from Houston, Street and Storm, using it on an iPad there. He's kind of a troubleshooter. They have quite a few troubleshooters that just take all the service requests. So they get calls on missing catch basin lids, backed up sanitary lines, odors, everything. And it's great for them because they get that stuff right out in the field while they're out there, and they can send back. They're just not spending time on the radio. Send back photos, send back comments, assign it to another person, create a child work order. We'll show you all that. There's two parts to this. There's a server-side technology that sits on your rack, and then there's a native application. This isn't a web application. This is a native application, just like downloading Google Maps or a game or something. Same thing, just showing you that server-side app that sits on top of Cityworks. I think we're done. One last slide. We're very close partners with Cityworks. I don't know if anybody went to, you guys probably did, you're right there in town, the UC this May, the user conference in May that Brian Haslam mentioned, us up on stage as the most complete mobile application.
Half of us were there.
Okay. So that was it for the slideshow. Nobody fell asleep on that. Any questions or comments while I share my desktop?
No.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my desktop.
He's saying existing 2 locations, so that'll work with our cell phone. We could get body coverage. We'll save it on the iPad until you get connected again, and I'll send it over. Is that correct?
Hey, Chuck, so question here. Steve had a question on when you commented about how the data was stored. If you're out of a cell phone reach, say, you're just in a dead zone, and they're using it on their iPad, but they still have a service on it. Does it store any information, or do you have to wait till you're in connection somewhere?
I'll show you what happens. We do need a live data connection. You can't run this disconnected.
Okay.
You got to have cell data service. It's not a disconnected application. It's doing too much stuff.
It'll drop quite frequently, but it's usually you step 10 feet over anything.
Do we need to quit now, or can we keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. I'll show you what happens when we lose data connection. This is you see my iPhone here on the screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let me bring it over to the right. Okay, so I got a live iPhone here. I'm just displaying it through a software called Reflector. And as I mentioned, Freeance Mobile for Cityworks, and I apologize you can't see my finger because it's a live app, or a live simulation, not a live simulation, but a live image of my phone. But this is a application that you guys can download. It's free on the store. It's right here. It's Freeance Mobile for Cityworks. And if you download it on any Android or any iPhone or any iPad, you can actually use the application I'm going to use. It's one of our clients is City of Dayton Water. They use Cityworks. And we got a sandbox of their data so we can create work orders and not mess up the world here in our neck of the woods. So I'm going to open this application up. We're in Freeance Mobile for Cityworks. And you'll notice one of the things, this is the intro screen. I need to go into the screen one time to type in my server. It keeps it from there on. I don't have to do it again. But this will be actually, see this demo 4 that's pointing my server. If you guys were running an eval, it would be pointing to your server. And then I can have different, let me go back to that. I can have different configurations for different user groups. So I've got traffic here. I've got a tech assigned. That was actually the demo we did up on stage. Apex is a North Carolina client. Gas. So I can have different configurations for different users groups that give me different searches, different maps, different setups. Freeance can let you customize the user interface. I can remove, this group doesn't use tabs. So I'm just going going to remove tabs. They don't use the zip code field or this field. Let's just remove it. Or this field's required. Let's make it required. So I can do customizing for different user groups. This is actually, I'm not going to go this one. This is another group of a demo. I'm going to go into one that I know. So I'm going to go back in here and just grab the water utility. I know that one. And then this is the Cityworks. This is your standard login. This is what you use every day when you go into Cityworks. It's just your username and password. So I'll go ahead and log in. And now I'm staring at, believe it or not, the Cityworks server. I can either go into the map up on the top right. I can hit the map. And this is a live ArcGIS map service. This is a live feature map service. I can, click on the bullseye on the bottom center and zoom to my GPS point. And it'll, follow me down the street here as I drive, just like Google Maps. I can hit the stack of papers and turn on different layers, turn on aerial photos. So this is our own map viewer. This is something we've done for 10 years now. We put ArcGIS server on a mobile device before ESRI did. So those layers come up. So you can see the map's connected. It's not a disconnected map. We'll go ahead and turn our GPS off here. And so Nick was talking about how do you guys show, or what's your workflow out in the field? I mean, do you go to a existing service request work order and jump to the map, or do you go to the map and select this hydrant up on the top, identify it, and then create a service request or work order to it? I can go either way with Freeance Mobile. I clicked on that hydrant and I identified it, and I can click on it now, and this is the GIS attributes. I can show these. I can show some of them. I can make hot links to a staking sheet or a tap card or an as-built and bring that up. I can even, if I want to get dangerous, I can allow some operators to edit these attributes. Maybe I want to go in and change condition or diameter or type of pipe. But here's where I want to come. We got some groups doing that. Some groups don't, obviously. But it's optional. And I can come in here, so on the bottom I'll go ahead and attach a work order. So now I'm creating a new work order. So I can select any asset or groups of assets and just come in here and say, hey, let's go grab my hydrant here, template, and these are the templates coming right from Cityworks. If I've got tasks associated with them, they come up. Let's assign this to Dan. So I'll start his name, and then it'll just give me the Dan's. So that's all I'm doing here.
Hey, Chuck, can you show where, if they had their own work orders, they just had their task list, so that they could see how did their tickets show up?
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and just save this work order. Right? We'll go ahead and save it. But I want to go back to what my inbox or my saved searches.
Hey, Chuck, hold on one second.
On that work order form there, is that customizable by us?
Oh, yeah.
We don't use, we cannot show them?
Yeah. Let me go back into there real quick. So you notice I have a little history. It's something we put in. It'll show you the past records you've been on. It's kind of a quick way instead of trying to remember stuff. We put out a release every 30 days just because we get so many enhancement requests. But yeah, I can even go and show you down the road, if we got time, I'll take out some of these fields, or I'll add some fields, or we'll rearrange some fields and make them required. You know, maybe we don't use the cost field or the labor field. We can just pull that out.
Okay.
Now, you don't have a blank palette that, oh, I want this font and these colors and, you know, so forth, and put in my logo and all that. It's more about rearranging the order of the fields, whether they're there, whether they're required. Change a field alias. You know, people don't understand, you know, requested by, they understand caller ID or something like that, so I can alias those. Did that answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to come back in here to work orders, and I just want to see what's on my server. What are my saved searches? What's my inbox? And I'll just select it. So this is the stuff that's saved under my personal settings. You know, manhole rehabs, or work to be done today, or past due work orders, or just bring up my inbox, which this guy's not showing here. And it's just what is what's in that saved search. So let's go to one of these. So I just called that one up. I clicked on one. So I can see all my stuff here. I can come in and, hey, let's bring up the labor costs. Let's add a new labor. I can grab a crew. I can grab an individual. Is that labor going to be associated to an asset or a task? How many hours? You can set up, you see I've got the regular overtime. You can default to have these just come up to, you know, regular benefits, overhead. I could delete that. I could modify it. So, and I could do that with labor, equipment, materials. I've got my tasks in here. I don't have any, unfortunately, but I can add tasks to this. Now, if I create a template with, you know, flush a hydrant, I got 3 tasks, they'll just come up. I can complete my tasks and close them. Custom fields. I mean, I should go into this and, you know, whether you're looking at us or the Cityworks out-of-the-box mobile app, you know, we're really unique that, and I'm not talking about the web browser and field mode, I'm talking about apps on the devices. We're unique that we're the only people that let you do the really complete workflow. I mean, we're the only mobile app that lets you create a work order or service request inspection out in the field. We're the only people that let you modify tasks or add tasks. So we do a lot of stuff that no one else, even Cityworks 2014, isn't doing. You know, custom fields. So these are template custom fields and universal custom fields, whatever you're using. So I can go and hit the update command, and I can update this, and I can come in with a camera, and I can take a photo out here, use the photo, and I can use as many photos as I want. Maybe I want to come in here and grab one from the camera. What's nice about that is I can redline the photo and then bring it in. So I can mark up a photo with a redlining app and then bring it in. So really, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You then like send an email or somehow let people know that you've done that? Like the GIS group or something? Or,
That I've done what? That I've worked on this work order?
yeah, well, you said you could redline that picture, so if you redline the picture and attach it to the work order, then maybe somebody needs to look at it? Is there a way to...
Well, no, you know, the email prompting, it would really, I think you'd be, manage that with the Cityworks component. Like, I'd want to, submit this to the next person, I don't know, see if there's a Carol in here. I think I'd be more inclined to use, Cityworks.
Submit to?
Yeah, or even a database trigger that would send an email. No, we don't do that.
Okay.
We don't.
How would it store that image then too? Does it store it in the database as a blob, or does it go to a directory or something?
Right now, it'll either go to a directory, and we got two ways of doing this. Nick, we can use the Cityworks attachment, okay, and gosh knows where Cityworks puts it. I don't think it's a native database blob. I don't think Cityworks does. They just use file storage.
Okay.
And we do also, but you can designate where you want to put your Cityworks, your Freeance images.
Yeah, that's how Cityworks works, to use designated in Designer, where you want it to go.
Yeah. They're not native database components. They're separate files. And they're also on the device. Obviously, they're in the device camera role.
Usually what we do is, sort of what we do, is maybe we have a service request that comes in for something, and then our guys go out and look at it, and then we create a work order off that service request.
Yeah.
Do stuff. Can you, so if you
Same.
have a service request that comes from dispatch, can you do that?
Yeah. Same way. Service requests. That's hardware software. I don't want hardware software. Main breaks the last 7 days. I knew I wouldn't get any. I'm trying to find a service request that may... See, we don't have anything the last 7 days because this is a non-active database. Let me just bring up an IT one. So I'll go into one of these, and I can update it. I can add comments. The comments are just this one doesn't have any, but if I had default comments in Cityworks, they would come in this pull down. So I'll save that, goes right there. My caller information comes in. My incident information comes in. Once again, we're the only software that does that caller information. Custom fields. So now I want to come in, though, I could update it. Not a lot to update with the service request. Completed, investigation needed, work order needed, save it. But what I probably want to do is what you guys want to do is I want to create a child work order off that. So see that right in the middle, that create work order?
Mm-hmm.
I just create that, and I've got a child work order off that service request. Now, that one was an IT service request because this Montgomery County Water, Dayton Water uses it for everything, IT vehicles. But if I had an asset attached to that service request, it would have come through. It would have shown up there already on my assets.
And Chuck, and looking at your map, it looks like a really basic map. If we have more detailed maps, we can create our own maps, right?
Yeah, this is ArcGIS server. Whatever you're publishing in ArcGIS server, whether you got aerial photos in the background, your symbology, your colors, labeling, everything comes through. This is just the ArcGIS server. What you see is what you get.
Okay. What's that? Hyperlink. Yeah. You said hyperlinks do work, all right?
Yes. Now your hyperlinks, I got to qualify that. Your hyperlinks are going to work with whatever your mobile device will show. If you bring up a Word document, if you try to bring up a Word document on your iPad, I'm not sure what happens. It might try to go to Google Doc. It may just say application not found.
No, it'll work.
You know, if you bring up a PDF or a movie or a JPEG, it'll show it.
Yeah.
But at that point, we're reliant on the device to display that hyperlink.
At some point, I'd like to see your inspection through the app.
Inspections?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back. So, well, I could just go to that map, put a map of it.
And the sewer manholes were more interesting than anything.
Okay. So I want to create an inspection. This inspection, I think it's just set up for, you see a bridge inspection. We got 2 inspections in here that I know of. Actually, a couple more. This was for a client, bridge inspection of barricade. But let me see if I can get lucky and see if we can hit a wastewater manhole. See, there's not a wastewater manhole set up with this.
That's fine.
Manhole inspection.
No.
It's right there.
Yeah, but
But there's no inspection.
But there's not an inspection. Oh wait, there was. Oh wow, they added some. Let's see what this is. This is going to be a mystery. I can go grab my asset if I haven't done that already. You know, I can click on this manhole right here. Let me grab this one manhole.
grab multiple manholes?
Yeah, you can see that's what I'm doing now, actually. Yes, you can. So there's that manhole. Let's attach the inspection. Let's go ahead and save that inspection. And let's go run through the observations. Hey, yeah, good. I got lucky, I think. And this will work for branching inspections, linear inspections. I mean, once again, not to beat my chest so often, but we're the only group that does branching inspections. I don't know if you guys do that or not.
Yeah, we don't really. We
don't know what it is, so we would know on that.
That's where this is a linear one, but a branching will be, is the basement flooded? Yes, no. If yes, then it goes to how deep is it flooded? And you'll say 3 foot, and then if it's over, anything other than 0, it asks you, is there a smell? Yes, no. If it's yes, it's so, depending on whether you say yes, no, green, blue, it goes different ways.
We have some people doing that, but they're doing it with different software. They're not using Cityworks. There are different groups. Pre-treatment branches.
Actually, you just set us up on about 200.
So this is, I know you guys, everybody's got kind of EPA, sometimes it seems like it depends on whether the EPA is coming down on you, whether you have EPA mandated inspections, but I think this is, I forgot the acronym for it. I think this is kind of what that is. Jefferson County, Birmingham, Alabama uses us for that. So here's an inspection. I just go ahead and save it. Do I want to close that inspection? See, this is what's great too about our software is you can't go around the rules and the requirements of Cityworks. I mean, if Cityworks server doesn't let you do it, we don't let you do it. So it's telling me I got to do something there.
And if the person doesn't have the right to close that button grayed out, or?
No, it'll come up and say you don't have permission.
Okay.
You'll get kind of that same pop-up.
Okay. And that is usually the Cityworks, right?
Correct.
And can you do inspections? In the Cityworks server, you can do inspections without a work order? Can you do that?
Yep.
In your software?
Yep. So I closed at that time. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to that work order. Let's go to that one I had that repair on. And I need to create inspection. Same thing, so it's just going back into it. Now, one thing we do have on the enhancement list for, I think, one release out is we want to bring up the default templates. When I grab a map feature, we want to be like Cityworks and bring up the default template for that asset. You notice I had to go in and grab my template even though I've got a manhole.
Would that auto-populate in that inspection?
Yeah, it would. It would default and come up to manhole inspection.
But with each facility ID, would it auto-populate the information on the last inspection or something? Like depth, for instance. The depth doesn't change that often, or do I have to add that depth every time?
Well, we can do, we've got a field called auto-populate. We've got a tool called auto-populate. And what that allows you to do is...
Pull attributes from the GIS onto it?
Yes, correct. Does somebody just want a cigar or a burrito, whatever you guys do out there? You can say one field like, it's better with a work order here. Like in this work order, I can have a classic one is street address. Street address or parcel ID, I can automatically grab from my GPS location what's the closest parcel street address. Or what's the closest fire hydrant or water meter ID and populate that field with it. If it grabs, you've got a buffer set up of 50 feet and there's two of them within that 50 feet, like I went up to an apartment building with a bunch of meters, it'll show you a list. I don't have auto-populate in here, but yeah, that's what we do. You can go up, you can set up any field to grab GIS data from what layer and what attribute and populate that field.
Right.
Okay.
We want to get rid of all the typing that we can.
Yes. Yep. The less typing, the quicker.
Yeah.
iPhone. That's big fingers.
Well, it seems, another thing too, especially with the new iPads, people invoke that, what's the talking command? That you can talk and it'll dictate.
We do sometimes.
Can we use Siri on this?
Yeah, you can. Now, let me say, what I've seen is our clients will click on a field like comments. They'll click on that, and then they'll start talking into their iPhone, and it's dictating stuff in there. Is that Siri or?
Yeah, well, it's the microphone, but
Okay.
because our iPads have rugged cases on them.
Okay.